Hello, my name is Jemmy, and today I'm going to be giving you the fourth lesson of Pythomon Go. In this lesson, we will be looking at lists and tuples, or tuples, if you want to call them that way. And let's start off with lists. So our first list is going to be about Pokemon. So we have a list of Pokemon here. We have Pikachu, Caterpie, Gyarados, Dragonite, Snorlax, and Sock. And in this list, we're going to be using it as changing it and doing stuff with it. And this is a string list because in here it's filled with strings. In this list, this is going to be an integer. So we're going to start off with the string list first. With our first code is just print Pokemon underscore list. This is going to print out the whole entire list. Here we go. Here is the whole list. If we were to just pretend we don't like this last Pokemon, Sock, okay? So we want to get it out. What we do is Pokemon underscore list dot pop. And pop is to pop off the end of our list. So it will, if we have nothing in the parentheses over here, then it will just get the last item in our list. So in this case, it's going to be Sock. So if we're going to print this, it's going to only end at Snorlax because Sock is popped off. However, if we wanted to select which one we want to get rid of, like this with a number in the parentheses, we can get rid of a specific one. Pretend your backpack is full and you need to get rid of one. Well, the most obvious choice would be Caterpie, right? So Caterpie in here is going to be index 1 because remember, Python starts at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So Caterpie is 1, and if we were to pop number 1, as you can see, Caterpie is gone. And yeah, that's how to pop off a specific one. Okay, now let's look at pop, but in this case, it's going to be a negative number. So if it was negative 1, what do you think will be popped off? Remember, Pikachu is 0. You were correct if you were to say Sock would be popped off, because instead of going forwards, a negative number would go backwards. In this case, it'll wrap around and come to Sock. So Sock is negative 1, Snorlax would be negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6, and so on. So this is to pop in negative numbers. I am not sure what's the use for this, but yeah, here we go. Sock is not here anymore. And that, $sign. And that is for popping. Now we're going to print out a specific one. So instead of popping out all of the all of the other items, we're going to print out one of them if we only want one. So here we go. Dragonite is number. Oh, actually, we don't need this print. Actually, we can just comment this out for now. So Dragonite is number 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, and there we go, Dragonite. And it's number 3, so we printed out a specific one. Let's look at the next one. This one will add a Pokemon to the end of the list. So if we were to we're gonna put in print Pokemon underscore list. If we were to just print this out, as you can see, Diglett is added to the list. And we can use this to add stuff to the end, but if we want to put it in a specific place, then we can use insert instead of append. Insert will let us choose the spot that we want to put our text or integer in. So what we do is the list name dot insert, the position, and then comma, and the string. Let's see this. So now as you can see, the shiny Magikarp is in position number 1, which is right before Caterpie. And yeah, here it is. It's between Pikachu and Caterpie. So this is inserting. Now let's say if you want to see how much Pokemons are in this list. And let's say it's going to count, right? So 6. Let's see if it counts from 0 or from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it counts from 1, which means that if you want to get Sock, then you would have to subtract 1 in this number, and then you'll get Sock. Because if you print 6, I'm pretty sure it'll end up at Pikachu again. Okay, moving on to this is to show where the position is. So as I was talking about using the len to find how len actually is short for length. So using this code to find how long it is, and we want the end sock, so we would have to subtract 1. Now let's check if it's true. This code will show what position sock is. So let's see. 5. There we go. I was correct. And this is index, by the way. And you can put your item in here as a string or an integer, and then it'll show you where it is located. Because sometimes your list might be long and you can't find it. And then enter it in here, and then they'll find the position for you. Okay, now that is for the string list. We're going to move on to the integer list. Okay, so here instead of Pokemons, we're gonna have the combat power of each Pokemon, and you can see a lot of different numbers here, 194, 23, and so on. But we're going to do some things with these numbers. So first of all, let's try printing it out, right? Every good list deserves to print. And here we are, just like our string list, printed out normally, like so. Okay, now let's move on to our first code. So this is reverse, and reverse just basically just flips the whole list around. So here we are, it flips it around. So as you can see, 100 starts and in this list 100 starts and ends with a 1. But now 1 starts and it ends with 100. So it's completely reversed. Now let's check out this one. Let me fix this. Okay, here. This is dot sort, which will sort the integers from least to greatest. So as you can see, 1, 1, 1, 5, 11, 23, 34. And then this is great for, like, pretend you have a math homework and then they say sort these numbers from least to greatest. Enter all the numbers in here, and then it could be negative too, and they'll sort it out for you. And you just need to copy it down. So yeah. Now if it says if your homework says sort from greatest to least, then you could you could uncomment this reverse code that we just did, and now it'll reverse from least to greatest to greatest to least. There we go. 199, 94, 90, 76, 76, 55, 45, 34, 23, 11, 5, 1, 1, 1. And as you can see, it is very useful in order to do a lot of stuff, including homework. Okay, now that we're done with those two codes, let's move on to the last one for our integer list. And this one is, they're going to count how much of the number is in there. So as you can see, I put in 1, which you can see there's 3 ones in this list, and it will count how much ones there are. So if I were to print this, it would say 3, and 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's our integer list. Let's move on to tuples or tuples. And then in this code, there is nothing much actually. I just wanted to explain the difference between tuples and lists. So tuples, they are immutable, which means that they cannot be changed. As you can see in our list, we could append, we could we could do all sorts of stuff with a list, right? We could reverse them, we could print a specific one. But in tuples, things are more limited, meaning that you can only do a certain amount of stuff. And a second difference is that the tuples are created with parentheses, while the lists are created with brackets. So as you can see, HP, which is our tuple, has parentheses surrounding it instead of these brackets, and that's how you create a tuple and a list. So let's just print this out, shall we? As you can see, it runs just like a list, where it adds where it just prints out the whole entire thing, and that's what we did. So as you can see, the main difference is that tuples or tuples are immutable, which means they cannot be changed, while lists, you can do a lot more things with them. And they're different in their own ways. So this is today's lesson. See you in the next one.